you can miss, and missing is bad. Hammer even requires a little bit of skill because the hitbox is weird, but it's not that big a deal. Are you a bad enough dude to rescue Zelda? I just thought I would ask you that question.
I think I'm bad enough to rescue Zelda. That's why I'm not racing in this race.
Are you as bad as the Power Glove?
Yeah, I'm pretty bad.
All right, so we're proceeding through the escape sequence, as is required by standard mode.
All right, and what is our item?
Hey. Oh, it's a bomb time!
Well, there's the bomb. So once again, I really like the bomb as a start. You get to see some really interesting strategies from runners. You can see them try to, lose the aggro of those blue guards, or, try to get them caught on the chests and the obstacles in the room. So it's really interesting to see how both these runners are going to tackle this.
And the major upside to the bombs start is you don't have to farm bombs.
Yeah, you have if you play your cards right, or play your bombs right, you'll definitely have enough to get through escape and bomb that last portion, and have a couple left over for when you get to Kakariko.
So Yoinkerswife over there is throwing a few bushes to try to get some drops. But again, there's no reason to farm bombs. All right, Demon gets one bomb off on the blue guard, no problem, and the blue guard just kind of pretends he doesn't see this giant floating eyeball. Though it's really less of a floating eyeball and more of a shimmying along the ground eyeball.
I mean, I gotta be honest, if I saw a giant eyeball, I would pretend it wasn't there, because I'd probably be freaked out. So, I can't blame that guard there.
Pretty true.
And how about that lucky fairy drop there to fill up the health after pretty much bombing yourself?
Yeah. We did see Yoinkerswife actually pick that up in the courtyard. So perhaps a little premature on the fairy early.
Alright, so we do have DemonRHK heading on down to save Zelda from her cell here.
For a second there, I thought you said save Zelda from herself.
Well, I mean, you kinda can a little bit, I don't know.
So we got the obligatory drops out of the way here in the castle already. That's of course the small key and the big key. Or no, the small key and the burrito. The map. DemonRHK taking an intentional death. Now, the idea is it will refill some amount of your bombs if you've used too many here.
Yeah, it looks like they may have been trying for some sort of death warp, not realizing it would start you back in Zelda's cell, because they had 2 hearts coming out of there, but now they have to fight this green guard again. Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, they didn't actually get any extra bombs because they had 5 when they died. And I think 5 is what it starts you with if you die in Zelda's cell. If you die in the back portion, you start with 3.
Yeah, it sounds about right. And Yeah, this back portion is probably coming up in one of the more difficult rooms, especially with bombs. That rat room can be very tricky if that rat gets away from you to start out with. So, kind of curious to see how Demon and Yoinkerswife are going to handle this.
Right. So, I will tell you, if I got along the way the 10 bombs, and I also got a plus 10 bomb upgrade before, like in the first 3 chests in the game, I would take a death in the lobby of Hyrule Castle to get all my bombs filled up.
Oh, that would be huge, yeah. I honestly never thought of that.
Because it completely fills you at that particular point. Alright, so we see an arrow upgrade in the dark escape chest.
Yeah, so far not much. We still have these 3 chests that are here in the back portion, so maybe find something good in there. Maybe a sword or some other weapon.
Yeah, at least they're not going to have any trouble getting into that back section.
And it looks like Demon is having a little bit of trouble getting the correct rat here. Gotta be
Oh
careful, only has
no.
1 bomb left.
I have, I may have to eat my words. This DemonRHK falls to the true final boss of Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, this is not an easy room to get through here, but yeah, looks like Yoinkerswife gets through there. And even gets an additional bomb drop there.
Oh, footwear!
Oh, that's a great time to find those. Be able to get the bomb crocs as soon as you leave here.
Yeah, that is true. Though, I will admit, I would probably forget.
Oh, me too.
What is
So
up
easy.
with that rat? Always being in the way. And there we go. DemonRHK manages to take down that rat one more time. And now we make our way into the back. There's enough here. I like the idea of walking up to the door and placing the bomb just so you make sure you don't, mess up the throw or whatever.
Yeah, the rats in that room can be crazy. They can hit you and make you drop your bomb. So yeah, really nice to.
Oh, there we go. Yoinkerswife went up and then was like, wait a minute, I got boots. Just a big 20 though, so nothing really important there. But we'll also be able to get whatever items on the library, and it's some pretty good stuff to have early on.
Yeah, those boots are pretty amazing early. Not only does help you go fast, but like you said, there's a couple of locations that are locked by the boots, and so be able to get those checked here and hopefully find something good in those.
Ooh, the crab delivering big money today.
I'm sure that'll be a welcome sight. Won't have to farm for rupees at all today.
I mean, Yoinkerswife is going to go ahead and check the lumberjack cave, and with the boots, I think it's probably a good call. However, it's not going to be that important right now.
Yep. So as of yet, we still don't know if Aghanim's going to be required. Won't know until we find probably the hammer, maybe the flippers.
Yeah, the hammer and hammer's the the real one that control you. You can get tons of Dark World access and still have to do Aga because the hammer is at the Pyramid Fairy.
Yep, I had a seed just like that the other day, so it was kind of frustrating.
I'm told there's a minor glitch you can use to get around that, but I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, what's worse is when Hammer is at the Pyramid Fairy and then Flippers are in Pod.
I think it involves the boots water walking or something.
Yeah, I've attempted it. I'm pretty bad at it.
Like, I think you get on the floating island, use with the boots water walking trick, use the mirror, and then at the exact same time that the bomb's going to explode, so you get your bomb back and then go back in the portal. So the 01 at the top signifies the current record of these two runners.
Ooh.
Oh, wow! We've got Bo and Ether and Bombos. Quake in the back, Quake in the back. Okay, that works.
Yeah, Bow and Silvers, can't complain.
So, Blind is apparently a sorcerer, archer, wizard with like a full-blown arsenal.
I can dig it. Alright, so what will the bottom of the well here have? Will it be as good as Blind's hut?
I can't imagine any scenario in which that's the case, but hey, 300 rupees is nothing to sneeze at.
Nah, especially when that gets you your Zora money.
Achoo! Wait. And it's hammer time.
So, I mean, I'll take that. You know, maybe not as lucrative. Ooh. And the bottle vendor giving us our first sword.
Yep, so we're gonna be, armed to the teeth before it's all said and done here.
Yeah, so far Kakariko being pretty generous so far. One thing it hasn't been generous with is hearts.
That is true. We could be running into a little issue with hearts. I think Yoinkerswife's gonna grab some nice bombs here before moving on. Now, we have not located a bottle yet, meaning the Sick Kids item will not be available to us at the moment.
And just 10 more arrows to go with that bow and silvers that we found in Blind's hut.
So, Yoinker's wife is going to head down to the library. At least this time we can check the library. And even grab the item if it's important. Turns out just another big 20.
Interesting choice here from Yoinkers, going to go and head straight to the maze game. Not going to check it first. Something that you see some runners do. Some like to check it to make sure that there's a decent item before going in here.
And off we go into the race game. I personally like to, oh boy, it's glove time.
So that gives us one more piece that we would need for our Dark World access. We're just missing that Moon Pearl now.
But yeah, I personally like to go to do the sort of YOLO race game if I haven't gotten a certain number of progression items. Like it's an algorithm.
Makes sense.
All right, and Yoinkerswife going to be heading over to the dam. We'll see what's over there.
Will we have some soggy progression today?
Well, we got some plain old dry progression. Does that count?
I'll accept it. It's very fitting that the lamp was in a dry place surrounded by water. You can almost think of this like the lighthouse.
Oh boy. Anyway, so here we head for the mini Moldorm cave. It's everybody's favorite place. Demon is gonna try the Houlihan glitch here. Gonna get 225 rupees from this room.
Yeah, pretty interesting choice considering we're already pretty close to the 500 rupee mark, and there's still quite a bit of the overworld to check. But, you know, I'll never turn away, you know, extra money. You can use it to buy potions, you can use it to buy bombs, so... And this mini Moldorm is not wanting to cooperate. Yoinkerswife having enough of it's gonna go face it straight on and gets knocked into the pit. Alright, so we just have a big 20. There's the single best arrow in the game. So just some love and money. And on to the next.
Was that a piece of heart that turned into a heart, or was that the Sank heart?
I think that was a Sank heart, because we found a heart container in there, and I don't believe the piece of heart gave a full heart container.
All right, Sank heart time.
And meanwhile, Demon is in the mini Moldorm cave, gonna pick up their love and money here. Just more arrows in the Ice Rod cave.
Does that mean that the mini Moldorms are the root of all evil?
Yeah, sure, why not?
I like it. All right. So on that note, Yoinkerswife doing a map check. We got crystals at Eastern and Hera, and we've got a blue pendant over at Desert, which I believe is vanilla.
Yeah, and very convenient that we've already found both the bow and the lamp, so Eastern will be a pretty quick one and done here.
Oh yeah, it's definitely Eastern Palace time.
Yeah, both of our runners having the exact same idea, pretty much, well, pretty close to being in sync here. And there's a little bit of everything here in the back. Bomb capacity upgrade, heart container, and 300 rupees.
All right, so both runners heading into Eastern Palace. No surprises there, and this will be a full clear from both runners. That's not going to be an issue for either runner.
Yeah, at
No
this point,
darkroom navigation, nothing.
yeah, at this point, no reason not to full clear it. It's a crystal. You can get your first crystal out of the way in less than 25 minutes, which is pretty darn good in the randomizer.
Alright, just a burrito in the first chest. So, when I'm going through Eastern Palace, and I find either the map or the compass, I kind of want to find the other one too. There's the Moon Pearl over there in the traditional map chest. Yeah,
So at this point, I think we could pretty much rule out Aghanim.
yeah, Aga is dead. We killed him with our logic.
Did we drop a logic bomb on Aghanim?
I sure hope not. Those things are hard to get rid of. Yeah, I like to have the compass if I find the map. That way I don't have to, worry about whether I have to go to the big key chest room or just not find the big key, because then I have to go there anyway. Which is what we've got here.
Yep, so we'll have to head on over there. We did get the better boomerang here, the bloomerang.
Today I saw the blue boomerang be referred to as a puma stick by the credits for the first time.
That's a new one. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it was what you traded in the mushroom for.
Huh. That's interesting.
DemonRHK gets a little trick with the quad anti-fairies here. And now we can proceed to the back.
Yep. So it's got 2 hearts left, but that, it's pretty much enough health for here on out. I mean, the rest of this dungeon isn't too bad. You just gotta avoid getting hit by some cannonballs, but I think that's pretty much the biggest danger, ahead here.
Demon is going to go ahead and heal up with some fairies here. Meanwhile, Yoinkerswife is just going to go ahead and kill all the enemies in this room for the old school strat.
Yeah, and there is their big key, so they'll be on their way to the back of Eastern here as well.
As we note, the compass was contained in the big chest, therefore, the last item is on Armos.
And this Armos fight should be pretty simple. 6 silver arrows will pop them, so 1 silver arrow each, and this fight will be done.
I don't imagine the demon will run out of arrows. We got quite a few.
I hope not.
There we
and
go.
Just a vanilla heart.
Yep, and we know it's a vanilla heart because it's not the same cart. We already found that one.
Yep, and just like that, about 24 minutes in, we have our first crystal obtained from DemonRHK. Where does Demon go from here?
So we've got the lamp, and we've got the gloves, and we've got hammer, and we've got Moon Pearl. So Dark World seems good. Hype Cave is, calling my name at this point. Not only is Hype Cave calling my name, but so is Pod. So you can kind of like throw those together.
Yeah, it looks like Hype Cave is calling Demon's name right now. So we have Green Pendant in Turtle Rock. We had the other pendant in Misery Mire, and then Thieves Town and Skull Woods were our 5 and 6, if I saw that correctly.
All right, so the tracker looks like it might be back online.
And there is Quake inside of Hype Cave, so no need to figure out what medallions are required for Turtle Rock and Misery Mire. We have all of them.
Yep, so we will not be going on a medallion hunt today. Now, DemonRHK is going to go ahead and head over to Stumpy and the digging game, looks like, before making a play on Palace of Darkness.
Yeah, and for a moment there, I thought Yoinkerswife was just going to go straight on down to head into Pond. Looks like they're just going to save and quit out. We'll see what they decide to do from here. So, starting here, Sanctuary, Yoinkerswife might be going for Dark World in the Village of Outcasts now.
Yeah, that does seem likely. Another possibility would be Death Mountain.
And that looks like that's where they are going to head.
Yeah, Death Mountain is right now there's kind of a low value on Death Mountain just because there's only 3 things you can get, and there's the Titan's Mitts at the digging game. But, sorry, that just kind of came out.
Very well done there.
But, yeah, but there's three locations you can access, and if one of them happens to be important, then you're going to be wide open. For example, we could have Vanilla Mirror. Or Master Sword.
Master Sword
That
works.
also works. There's another semi-vanilla 300 rupees.
Yep, I know. I'd be pretty happy finding Master Sword already. Less than 30 minutes in. Technically, won't need to find another sword.
Alright, just a vanilla piece of heart on Spectacle Rock. What else do we have? It's a 10 arrows, and Yoinkerswife is done on Death Mountain.
Demon picking up the blue mail here in the C-shaped house.
Yep, and of course taking the Frogsmith on a little bit of a tour. Now with those Titan's Mitts, that opened this up, but before that it was just sort of up in the air. We've got the hammer, so Hammer Peg's Cave is a possibility.
Yep, and while taking different routes, both Yoinkerswife and DemonRHK are going to be in the Village of Outcasts here.
These routes are likely going to converge upon Thieves Town shortly. I believe you said Thieves Town was a crystal, one of the 5/6s, or was it the pendant?
Thieves Town and Skull Woods were both 5 and 6. We had our green pendant in Turtle Rock and our red pendant in Misery Mire.
Okay. Well then, no wonder we got all the medallions so quickly. Those dungeons are useless.
Well, just because we got all of them early, that means we're going to dip both of them.
Yeah, probably. We are going to get the King's Tomb. Check.
And just another stash of money hidden away in the King's Tomb.
And Yoinkerswife picks up another piece of heart, going to 8 hearts today. 8 blue hearts on both sides. I approve.
I approve as well.
And Yoinkerswife is going directly for Thieves Town, not knowing that the blue mail is right next door. But we picked up Brian. Ladies and gentlemen, if your name is Brian and you're watching this, you should know that your cane is here. Why you're leaving it in a den of thieves, I don't know. Maybe they just stole it from you.
I think I should call my brother. His name is Brian.
So is mine.
Here. Well, there you go. Do we have the same brother?
Don't think so.
Okay.
I do have another brother, but I don't think he sounds much like you.
I sure hope not. I mean,
All right,
I hate the
another
way it sounds.
big 20. And there's the big key in its vanilla location. And Squirtle turns into Squirtle Squad Squirtle. With that bunny beam there. Wonder if you could say Squirtle Squad Squirtle 3 times fast. See, I can't even say it 1 time fast.
I'm not even going to attempt it.
And Vitreous's bunny sprite is a bomb slug, which is great.
A little bit of trivia. Do you know those bomb slugs are one of the most damaging enemies in this entire game?
Oh yeah. You don't want to touch them.
Oh no.
Now they die fairly easily, but yeah, you don't want to touch them. Their bombs don't do that much damage. They do a ton.
Yeah. 6 hearts of damage with green mail. That's insane.
I mean, that's not even like, I mean, chain chomps don't even do that much damage. And Ganon does more than that, but not by much. There's another 50. I think that might be all the items. No, the map. We found the map.
Yeah, still need to find one more.
Money in here. Now, we have also not found the small key. And there's only one chest that small key can be in once you've gone past the first 4. That's the one sitting next to blind. It is not allowed to be in the attic chest here. And it is not allowed to be on blind proper. Though it could be in the big chest, but you'd never see it.
Yeah, unless you did some weird key shenanigans in here, and instead of going upstairs, you could grab this key under the pot and then head down. But yeah, pretty much you'll never see that. Yeah. And one thing I actually learned today is that if the small key is in that big chest, then anything you find on blind, if you don't have the hammer, cannot lead to the hammer.
Interesting. It looks like the small key's in that chest. Oh yeah, that must be a quirk of the logic that's built in. Because blind, technically, according to logic, requires that small key. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really weird. It happened to one of the other races today, but Meanwhile, we do have Yoinkerswife heading into the blind fight. It's got plenty of hearts, and we even have the Cane of Burna here, so should be able to take down blind no problem. Ooh, that is some fancy footwork there, dodging all those fireballs. And very well done there from Yoinkerswife.
Mm-hmm.
So, aside from Brian, there was nothing in Thieves Town today.
Yeah, but that Cane O'Brien could put a small wrinkle in their brains about one particular location,
Yes, Spike Cave.
which is now 100% in the logic, despite the vast majority of the rest of Death Mountain not being in the logic.
Indeed, so Demon also takes down Blind, picks up their second crystal as well. I'm curious to see where Demon goes from here. So we've pretty much cleared out Village of Outcasts. Be interested to see if they maybe head over to Palace of Darkness. It's another crystal that they can complete at this point.
Alright, so Yoinkerswife picked up that blue mail, gonna pick up another 300 rupees. And off we go. Yoinkerswife is going to head down here with the intention of checking Digging Game and then heading over to Hype Cave, but upon picking up those Titan's Mitts, we may see a change in tactics.
Yeah, really convenient to find the Titan's Mitts here. But looks like Demon is heading over towards the Palace of Darkness area. They may be checking out what is on the pyramid first.
Yep, Pyramid is on the table. Catfish is another possibility, although that is a lesser attempted strat here.
Yeah, it's so far out of the way. There's almost no good time to go and check Catfish.
And so Yoinkerswife will be picking up the Frogsmith. Gonna take the Frogsmith on the world tour. So when you've got the Frogsmith, I do go check Catfish.
Yeah, because you'd have to save and quit anyway to get the frog back to the light world. So yeah, I can definitely see Yoinkerswife heading all the way to Catfish now.
And if that turns out to be something important, then DemonRHK might regret that later.
But we know we do have Demon heading on into Palace of Darkness. They can 100% complete this dungeon. All you need is the hammer, the lamp, and the bow in here, so shouldn't have too much difficulty.
Yeah, early bow like this was basically just screaming go to pod. Early bow and early dark world access, that is.
Yeah. The only bad thing about pod right now is the lack of having the mirror, so there's going to be a lot of backtracking and maybe some death warps in here. One of the dungeons that's a lot more convenient to route when you do have the mirror.
Yeah, and of course, there's going to be some kind of slow routing around without the mirror. But you know what? I just lost my train of thought. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
I basically just started repeating what you said, and that was intelligent. Moving on. Right. Now I remember what I was going to say. The other thing is that it's going to take a while before we start getting the good stuff out of pot. Because you got to get a bunch of keys first.
Yeah, usually all those keys are found, for the most part, in the front of the dungeon. Alright, Demon picking up a key for a key. And looks like they're going to be heading back towards the front of Palace of Darkness to, oh, never mind. They're just going to get rejected right back from those beetles. It looks like Yoinkerswife is going to head on over towards the King's Tomb as well and get that checked out of the way here.
You know, Vitreous put on a play once.
Oh yeah, what was that play?
I don't know what it was called, but there wasn't a dry eye in the house.
Oh man.
Anyway, sorry.
I applaud you for that one.
Alright, so Demon is moving on to the east side of Palace of Darkness. Gonna check these two chests over here.
And looks like Yoinkerswife is also going to be heading into Palace of Darkness. Taking a slightly different route than Demon did, but will still be ending up here all the same.
There's the big key. So I imagine we'll be checking that big chest here in a second.
And Demon having a little bit of trouble getting down there. Those beetles did not want any of this right now. Can actually walk down and reset the room and they will, oh, there we go.
Yeah, basically whenever I see that red beetle move into the block area, I'm just like, alright, we're leaving. That guy's a jerk face and nobody likes him.
I would hate to be the red beetle. Nobody liking me?
Yeah. Well, it's his fault. He's a red beetle.
Yeah, true. Could have been blue just like the rest of them.
Alright. Another sword in the Dark Maze, so Yoinkerswife is going to get upgraded to Tempered in here. And that's basically all the weaponry you really need to do Ganon.
Yeah, it'll save you from having to do the dreaded Master Sword spins.
DemonRHK taking a Death Warp. We'll be heading back to the front to potentially go finish off Helmusaura King.
You know, the vitreous eyeball death animation kind of reminds me of a deflating beach ball.
Interesting.
I don't know if I'm the only one who sees that, but that's what it reminds me of. But we do have Yoinkerswife making their way through Palace of Darkness while Demon is on their way toward Helmusaura King.
Yeah, I imagine Yoinkerswife will be happy to get that tempered sword there in the back. And because Yoinkerswife is heading to the right side before heading to the back, they'll have the big key the first time.
Yeah, that'll save them a little bit of time over Demon. Demon had to backtrack a little bit. But another interesting thing here that I like that Demon did was make sure that they had absolutely full health when coming into this room. It'll save you a menu. So you can sword beam the switch here, but looks like we're going to get that menu anyways.
Yep. I did not even think about full health strats there. Huh.
And Demon making this turtle room look too easy.
Yeah, very nice execution there on the turtle room. I find it kind of difficult to get all those guys with a single Master Sword spin.
Yeah, but just like that, we are on into the Helmusaura fight. It's going to be 17 hammer smacks right into the face mask there of Helmusaura King, followed by likely one silver arrow to the green gem underneath.
Yeah, that does seem like the optimal strat given the Master Sword situation. There's a chance that with the Tempered Sword, Yoinkerswife will do a couple spins, but we'll see.
Yeah, but just like that, Demon is done with Helmusaura and gets the flippers from Helmusaura King.
Okay. So the flippers give us an interesting decision. We could go into Ice Palace right now.
Yeah, we could go into ice. We could even go into swamp, although that's not probably the greatest idea without having the hook shot.
Well, there is one major item preventing us from going into swamp, and that is
the
the mirror.
yes.
And basically, all of Ice Palace could theoretically be accessible depending on the key layout.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I'll be curious to see if Demon decides to maybe do the hobo, maybe go and check Waterfall of Wishing and Zora, and then maybe from there head on into ice.
Yeah, the flipper checks, the overworld flipper checks are something I would probably do beforehand. That's for sure.
But we do have Yoinkerswife getting the 300 rupees from the big chest. Now all that is left is Helmusaura King. And looks like Yoinkerswife is just going to backtrack on through here. It's going to save on the Death Warp.
Yep, that's a perfectly fine strategy. Picking up a shield there at Catfish.
Yeah, and then, once again, good thing to note, Yoinkerswife was able to pick up the Tempered Sword while in that Dark Maze, so we could see, maybe 4 slashes or 2 spins on the Helmusaura King instead of the silver arrows.
Yep, all depends on what Yoinkerswife is comfortable with. So DemonRHK is going to be heading over to the Ice Rod Cave, which I guess he didn't check a while ago.
Yeah, I think immediately after the mini Moldorm Cave, Demon decided to go right into Eastern. You know, it's pretty convenient to come and check this now, especially when you're going to be jumping in the water and to make these additional checks at the Waterfall of Wishing, and you know, the see what's on the Lake Helia Island and Hobo. So
Mm-hmm. All right, so Yoinkerswife is now heading down toward Helmusaura King, while DemonRHK is going to do the hobo check.
yeah, and we did see that there was a shield on Helia Island. I don't see these runners going out of their way to pick that one up.
Yeah, the knowledge of the shield being there is sometimes useful, but today it's not. There's only one thing in the entire game, or one place, that cares about shields, and that's the laser bridge in Turtle Rock.
Alright, but we do have Yoinkerswife heading into the Helmusaura King fight, while Demon is going into the Waterfall of Wishing. So what will Demon find in here? We have 20 rupees and another 20 rupees.
Yep. At least we got symmetry.
And Yoinkers taking down Helmusaura King with that silver arrow instead of using that tempered sword.
Oh, speaking of mirror. So flippers leading to mirror. Now that kind of gives you the impression that swamp was the idea. But that being said, swamp is actual garbage and is always actual garbage.
I'd be tempted to go up onto Death Mountain now.
Yeah, the mirror kind of gives us access to all of that, and the hookshot being up there would be ideal.
Alright, so that was the mirror for Demon, and let's see where they decide to go. So they are indeed going to be heading on up to Death Mountain from the looks of it here, while Yoinkerswife, I believe, needs to still check the pyramid. I don't believe they checked that one yet.
Yeah, so no pyramid check, and I don't think catfish check either. So DemonRHK is now going to be heading up to Death Mountain, going to get the tempered sword from the old man, and we'll be able to see lots of items from this particular expedition.
Alright, so both of our runners now having the tempered sword. Demon is going to be heading on up toward Tower of Hera. This is another one of the crystals we can get right out of the way immediately.
Yeah, I do imagine that will be one of the first things we do. It is kind of annoying that the mirror was up on Zora Ledge, which made it where you necessarily couldn't combine catfish with Zora. Oh, it looks like we're getting a spike cave check first.
Yeah, and like you mentioned earlier, with that Cane of Burna, Spike Cave is 100% in the logic. You can actually get through all of Spike Cave with just the magic from the Cane of Burna. So, good idea to check this now if you're just going to save and quit and head back up the mountain. So,
I feel like that was something I might have left for the Dark World Death Mountain check after I was done with Hera. Mainly because I don't have the hook shot. Now, if I had the hook shot, I might have done it right then and then just used the hook shot to get to the right-hand side and then done Hera once I got back up to the top. But that being said, there is no one right way to route this game.
yep, and that is the nature of Rando. So,
And knowing me, the way I route it is the wrong one. So there you go.
you and me both, Bob. Alright, so Demon is into Tower of Hera, finds the first item, and that is just 100 rupees. Now's the moment of truth. But we have to go to the basement.
We do, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready for coffee break, strats. The world's most exciting tile room.
Now, let's hope that neither of these guys do what I always do and just get stuck on these pegs here.
Looks like Demon's gonna be just fine.
We do see, meanwhile, Yoinkerswife is heading up to the Zora area now. We'll be able to pick up that mirror, and we'll see where they go from here. Likely, probably up Death Mountain. I think that's really the only other location that we have at this point with that mirror. Well, I mean, there are a couple of mirror locations, like the Graveyard Ledge and that dreaded Cave 45. But after that coffee break, DemonRHK is refilled, refueled, and re-energized, and heading on up toward Moldorm.
Yep, it will be the Trolldorm fight with the Tempered Sword. That's pretty solidly easy to pull off.
Yeah, all you need is a spin and a slash, and Moldorm will be no more.
Just don't poke. Do not poke Moldorm with the Tempered Sword.
Yeah, poking Moldorm with the Tempered Sword means bad things happen. But Yoinkerswife heading into Ice Palace now. Now we do have Bombos, so we can clear out all these Freezors, so definitely accessible.
Ooh. Demon is instantly rejected by Trolldorm.
So Trolldorm strikes again.
So Yoinkerswife is making the play into Ice Palace. That's very interesting, given those flippers. We will see if something is good in here.
Makes really good use of the Bombos. These Pengators will ignite with that Bombos, but not with the Fire Rod of all things.
Yeah, I actually think the better weapon to use in this particular scenario is the Quake Medallion. The Quake Medallion is a little bit faster of an animation and also kills them outright without a burning animation.
So we do see here, Demon is heading into the Spiral Cave. Thankfully, he has the boots and doesn't have to take the dreaded walk of shame around here.
There will be no resident sleeper cave today.
Ooh, and there's the powder. Now that's a pretty interesting item to find. Opens up one additional location we can check at the Magic Bat. But it's also a pretty good safety item too. Alright, so it looks like Yoinkerswife is going to be setting up the bomb jump here. Gotta be careful. Got 3 hearts left. They're gonna have 1 shot at this.
That was it. Well done.
Did amazing there. And there is red mail for Demon in the Paradox Cave. Now, I know you said earlier there were no dry eyes in the house, but that eye looks pretty dry to me.
You are correct. Well, that is certainly a way to take down those pen gators in the bowling alley room.
Yeah, wait for all of them to line up and come right at you and just slash away. Alright, so we did see on the floating island, it was just a bomb capacity upgrade. Looks like DemonRHK is going to head into the Dark Room by utilizing the teleporter here, the portal above Turtle Rock, and will likely open up Turtle Rock while they're here. You know, just that off chance they have to go back in there. And Yoinkerswife has to play it a little bit safe here. It's only down to 1.5 hearts. This room can be a little bit difficult, but they do have the key to burn us, so they can get across these spikes, no problem.
All right. So, gonna go deal with the right-hand side here. This is a hook-shotless situation for Ice Palace, which actually I believe is in Logic. Unless there's another small key in, like, the iced tea room. Or something like that.
Yeah, I believe that's right.
Oh, we got
Whoa.
butter. Right here in Hookshot Cave.
So
Yeah, okay, it's the big key that matters. And the fact that it was over there means the hookshot may not be required.
Yeah, so interestingly, Death Mountain only had swords on it this time around. Well, we did find the powder, but, you know, aside from that, just a couple of swords, so no real, you know, huge progression items up there. So it looks like the play is either going to be where Yoinkerswife is right now in Ice Palace, or Swamp Palace may just not be a bust for a change.
Why would that ever happen?
Just so that the seed can be cruel to these runners.
And I think the fact that the second small key was over there on the right-hand side confirms the fact that it's not hookshot locked.
You know, I do have to applaud Yoinkerswife in this dungeon. They've been on low health almost the entire dungeon and has been playing this magnificently.
+5 arrows in the big chest, meaning we've got iced tea and we've got cold stare proper. Now, Yoinkerswife could take the opportunity here to acquire some additional health by falling in these holes up the stairs.
Yeah, and that looks like that is going to be the plan. So, DemonRHK went over to what is known as Cave 45 and only found a big 20 in there.
It looks like Yoinkerswife may be skipping iced tea.
Well, that's a very interesting choice. We'll see if that's a decision that comes back to haunt them later on.
I don't think we found all 3 items.
Yeah, I don't think we found all 3 either. So if there happens to be a key progression item in there, that can be really huge for DemonRHK. But we'll see once Cold Stare's done. And Yoinkerswife has to be a little careful here.
Making use of the Cane of Burna, that's perfectly fine, because Cane of Burna will not hurt Cold Stare, and so all you have to do is make sure that you can get those slashes in. Oh no!
Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, another thing that I kind of like about the Cane of Burna in the Cold Stare fight is it actually is one of those fights where maybe a little bit of lag kind of helps. It kind of slows down those puff balls so that you can dodge them maybe a little bit easier.
Looks like DemonRHK is going to get that shield.
Yeah, just go and prove me wrong, Demon. I mean, I guess you may as well. If you're planning on going to ice, you may as well, I guess.
Now, did you know that for this particular iteration of Vitreous, the flute is also a time travel device?
Really?
Yeah, because every flight he makes is a red eye.
Oh. I applaud you. I don't know what to say.
So, Yoinkerswife going to go take care of Death Mountain, which DemonRHK has already done.
And Demon will possibly show us if there's anything here in Ice Palace that Yoinkerswife may have missed out on.
Yep. I imagine it will be a little easier for Demon to take down Cold Stare on account of having the Butter Sword.
Yeah,
Butter Sword
just
kills Cold Stare in like 4 hits or something.
Yeah, if you get a spin and knock them into the corner, all you need is, at that point, just 3 swipes of that gold sword and Cold Stare will be, deflated and evaporated. So Yoinkerswife is going to be able to, well, almost able to take a break here. There we go. Take a minute to relax and, you know, get prepared for whatever else comes their way here.
So DemonRHK is having a little bit of trouble heading through this conveyor room, which is admittedly like the worst room in the game.
Yeah, this room, I personally like to call it the not like this room, because I play ping pong on all of those spikes. Whenever I go through that room, I just bounce off of any spike that you see and gets that bomb jump very beautifully there.
And that was the one shot he had with being on one heart.
So just has to be a little patient here. And there will be a heart under this skull pot here. Whew, and barely squeaks by that fire bar. Also manages to find another heart, so a bit more healthier now.
All right, and Demon is going to be making his way downstairs.
So I'm going to try to count the items here. I know we've seen one so far, and if I'm not mistaken, this was a small key.
Yeah, this was a small key. The big chest held a +5 arrow upgrade. There was another small key, the big key, and the map on the right-hand side.
You have too good a memory.
I think that's what playing too much Key Sanity does to you.
But we do have Yoinkerswife heading on into the Moldorm fight. Let's see if Moldorm is going to cooperate a bit better for Yoinkerswife.
Doesn't look like it. Trolldorm puts another notch in his tail.
Yeah, so Moldorm now has gotten, what, 2 notches on his tail now. Taking down both Yoinkerswife and DemonRHK in their respective fights.
Yeah, so the blue hearts are just an option you can give yourself. They actually do serve a purpose for some people. Some people have trouble recognizing the red hearts or the green hearts with a color blindness situation. So that's also another feature that's put in for accessibility. I know of at least one runner in this tournament who's expressed the fact that they need to change it because they can't see it.
Yeah, they've done some really amazing work, you know, making this randomizer accessible to just about everyone.
Yeah, other colorblind friendly features they've added to this game include the indicator around the green pendant on the map to show you which one is it.
Alright, so there's the powder for Yoinkerswife here in the Spiral Cave. So
Yep.
DemonRHK is going to show us what is in the iced tea room here.
Powder is, of course, best item in the game, and you know, I'm not interested in your opinion on that.
Oh, I fully agree with you. I need the powder whenever I play. So I am in full agreement with you there with powder being the best. So if I'm not mistaken, seeing that the compass was in the iced tea room, that means Cold Stare is gonna have our last item here.
Cold Stare has a thing, and at this point I'm thinking there's a decent chance it's the hook shot.
Yeah, and there still is the possibility of this game being truly evil and giving us a vanilla hook shot. So DemonRHK is gonna have a little bit better of a shot here at Cold Stare with that butter sword. Like we had said earlier, it's gonna take pretty much 4 hits to each of these eyeballs, regardless of whether you spin or slash, or these puff balls. Why did I say eyeballs?
I mean, they have eyeballs, and they're
They
fighting
actually-
eyeballs. Oh,
Oh.
well, that's not the hook shot, but it is the Cane of Samaria, which is very interesting.
Yeah, Demon now has a choice that they need to make. Do they go up to, say Turtle Rock and see how far they can go? Or do they go into, say Swamp Palace, where there's a lot more locations that are accessible, but it's Swamp Palace.
Did we check Magic Bat yet? Because I feel like I'd check Magic Bat first.
Yeah, Magic Bat is still in the cards here. So we'll see what Demon is going to head off and do here. While Yoinkerswife is on the Dark Death Mountain here, heading into Hookshot Cave, and with just a couple of bunks, we'll be able to pick up their butter sword.
So, interestingly enough, it looks like Demon is heading up to Skull Woods. Not the first thing I would have thought of in this scenario, but then again, I do suffer from last item required syndrome.
This is pretty interesting seeing, this being our first runner into Skull Woods, after an hour and 15 minutes in. Sometimes you'll see runners go immediately in there once they hit that Dark World portal up there.
Yep, Demon kind of hoping Skull Woods does its best V26 impression.
And so far as striking out, only found a heart piece here, so there's just one more item here in Skull Woods.
And Yoinkerswife just picks up the bomb upgrade on the floating island and saves and quits away.
So where does Yoinkers go from now? Go from here? Maybe go back to Ice Palace, try something new.
Looks like Yoinkerswife might be thinking swamp.
Yeah, they're headed that way. Also, Demon in the worst room in the game, in my opinion, as well as the best room in the game if you have the Cane of Samaria. But we've only found the one item inside of Skull Woods. There's still one more at large. But Yoinkerswife is indeed going to make that play onto Swamp Palace.
All right. Alright, so DemonRHK is going to head over to the right-hand side here. I think we'll probably get a check potentially on the graveyard ledge, and of course this bumper cave. Oh,
baby.
dear. That is the fire rod. That is 100% required for this seed, and pretty much the one thing they really want to find right now.
Alright, so where is that cape gonna be? Could that be the progression in Swamp Palace?
The cape is now our go mode item. Or I guess it's our unlocking go mode item.
Yeah, once we find that hook shot.
Yeah, and the hook shot. Right. Words.
It's alright, I got caught up on the mirror earlier.
Okay, that's our first bottle. In the checkered, or in the graveyard ledge.
And you know, that's a convenient time to get that bottle, because you can just take that bottle to Sick Kid and then immediately go over and check the powder bat, the magic bat. And it looks like that's what Demon has in plan right now. Once again, I can words too.
Alright, and today's Sick Kid has just a bomb upgrade. And I'm guessing Purple Chest is next.
And it looks to be where Demon's headed right now.
Perhaps with a magic bat thrown in.
And so far, Yoinkerswife not really finding too much yet. Still a couple more locations to check here.
Alright, here's our magic bat. Heart piece.
Heart piece. All right, so it is onto the purple chest here for Demon. Maybe.
Is he not gonna pick that up?
I guess not.
Okay, there we go. He's like, wait a minute. Where's the chest? Oh, right.
There we go.
And we'll probably check the Grove Cave as well. Yeah, Hammer Pegs has been done by both runners. Interesting that he decides to skip the Grove Cave and just turn in the chest right now. Perhaps that's something... perhaps he doesn't want to risk losing the chest. Oh, it's already been checked. My bad.
All right, and just a heart piece in that purple chest. But meanwhile, Yoinkerswife is still in Swamp Palace. Only finds 50 rupees on the left side, so we gotta make another trip up so we can check the right side here.
Alright, this is the last chance for us not to have to dip one of those pendant dungeons, basically.
Yeah, both runners are here, so guess no real advantage for either of them by coming here. And it's just a green rupee here, so Swamp Palace is still living up to its name and its namesake here, and has practically nothing in there.
Yep, so once again, Swamp coming up empty for now, and given the fact that we know where the Fire Rod is and the hook shot cannot be in there, it's pretty much guaranteed to be, once again, straight Garbo.
Alright, so Yoinkerswife picking up that fire shield as well. Now, they don't have the Cane of Samaria, so they don't have access to, you know, Turtle Rock like Demon does. So I'm trying to think where else Yoinkerswife has left to check.
Well, there's all those overworld checks that DemonRHK just did. Also Skull Woods. So yeah, DemonRHK has done quite a bit of checking that Yoinkerswife has not. Hopefully, we will not see too much problem here.
And looks like Yoinkerswife is going to go into the Bat Cave.
I'm not sure I can think of anything we've seen. We haven't seen besides that Turtle Rock dip.
Yeah, and if that Turtle Rock is anything like the seeds I've been playing lately, there's probably going to be an item in that chain jump room. It seems like there's always something in there. So not only do you have to go into Pendant Turtle Rock, but they're going to make you work for it too.
Yeah, you gotta go through Cold Stare to get there.
Yeah, so it looks like Yoinkerswife is gonna head up into the Skullwoods area as well. Gonna go ahead and get these checks out of the way. While DemonRHK is about ready to head to the left side of Swamp. So there's only 51 rupees over here.
So Yoinkerswife is about to do the purple chest, it looks like. So we need that hook shot, we need the cape to get the fire rod.
Yeah, and that's all that we're looking for.
I thought that Yoinkerswife had already done the peg cape, but I guess I was mistaken.
So Demon checking the left side of Swamp. Now they are going to check the right left side of Swamp. And Yoinkerswife gets the purple chest and just saves and quits out. Gonna save a little bit of overworld travel here. And we see that frustration hammer from Demon. So let's see if Demon does finally make that play up on the Turtle Rock. I can't think of anywhere else that Demon hasn't been. And they are starting in the general vicinity of it. So let's see if that's where they decide to go.
Yeah, I imagine Turtle Rock's the only thing they can possibly think of at the moment. Of course, with the lack of hookshot, you gotta take the considerably slower way to reach Turtle Rock.
and in my opinion, the less fun way.
Wait,
That's
have
nice.
we not seen Nagina's cave check yet?
This is wow. Yeah, this is actually our first check here.
Oh, if this is hookshot or cape.
Looks like Yoinkerswife is gonna build up that suspense for us.
Oh, okay.
Whew.
Apparently
saw
it had
red.
been checked by Demon. Oh, and the dead rocks.
Don't just love dead rocks. Aren't they the best enemy designed ever?
Sure. Kappa.
Alright, so Demon is into Turtle Rock. Where is the item gonna be? It's gotta be in here. So I guess right now if you're Demon, I wouldn't want to see Flute. Because that just opens up the Misery Mire area, and there's the cape.
Alright, we got cape. And that's gonna get Demon that fire rod. I imagine a clear of Skull Woods will be directly imminent right after that. Followed by, I'm guessing, unless Hookshot is on or is in the back, we may see a return to Turtle Rock.
Oh, that'd be awful. Having to double dip Pendant Turtle Rock and not have to complete it. That's just rude. So right now, if you're Demon, you're hoping that you find either the hook shot, either in Skull Woods or by turning in that 5 and 6 crystal that you'd be able to, or that big bomb from the 5 and 6 crystal that you'd get from the Skull Woods completion.
Yeah, so this fire rod unlocks the remaining 4 items in Turtle Rock, and it also unlocks, well, plus the green pendant item, and it also unlocks the 3 items that you can get from Skull Woods, 1 from inside the place and 2 from the Pyramid Fairy afterwards.
And unfortunately, Demon does fall in the bumper cave here. There we go. Squeezes on by.
Alright, so she has a bottle now, or Yoinkerswife has a bottle, and is going to go check the sick kid.
And just gets at 5 bomb capacity. And Demon is, once again heading into Skull Woods here. We'll be able to clean this up, and this Mothula fight will be pretty easy having this gold sword, the butter sword here. Alright, and looks like Yoinkerswife. Did Yoinkerswife do Spike Cave yet?
I'm guessing that's a no.
Alright, I could not remember. I know we saw it from Demon.
We have seen Spike Cave. We know it's not a thing.
Yeah, we saw Demon do it. But I think... So it looks like Demon is going to be conserving as much of that magic as they can for the Mothula fight.
Yeah. Although with
So,
this gold sword, that's going to be a pretty easy fight with the gold sword, red mail, 13 hearts. I think it's pretty doable.
oh yeah. And with red mail, it's actually better if you're gonna get hit. It's better to get hit by Mothula. You only take a half a heart of damage compared to getting hit by a spike, which will do that full heart of damage regardless of your mail.
That is absolutely true. It looks like Yoinkerswife is making the play back into Ice Palace.
And good news is for Yoinkerswife, once they get this Cane of Samaria from Coldstare, there won't be much left for them to do aside from going to Turtle Rock.
So hopefully they'll make a beeline for Turtle Rock as best they can.
And also, Demon taking down Mothula finds a compass, so the chest that is in this back portion of Skullwoods will have our second item here. And this could potentially be go mode if it is the hookshot. And good news about the hookshot being the go mode item for these runners, they've both already been into Swamp Palace, so they can immediately go and go straight back to Argus, not have to worry about, opening up any chest. They've already got their silver arrows, their red mail, their butter sword. There's really nothing else that they can possibly want, but have to find that hookshot first.
Very true. So it looks like DemonRHK is going to be heading to the Pyramid Ferry before heading back up to Turtle Rock. Does seem like the solid play here.
Yeah, so if you're DemonRHK right now, there's a couple items that you don't want to see. You don't want to see, of course, the Ice Rod, but definitely not the flute, the book, anything that'll take you into a different dungeon.
Yeah, I mean, I know you're thinking, whatever you get here, you're probably thinking, okay, this is what's going to lead me to whatever it is. Or I go back to Turtle Rock, which is, annoying, but if you got to go back to Turtle Rock, you got to go back to Turtle Rock.
And of course, there is the possibility of that hookshot still being on the pedestal too.
Nope.
But there it is.
So right there in the Pyramid Ferry, DemonRHK will be finishing Swamp Palace and then heading to Ganon's Tower.
And Demon is our first runner into go mode at about 1 hour, 38 minutes, and 30 seconds. So this should be a really quick dungeon. Like we said earlier, there's nothing that they need to check in here. You can just go straight back to Argus, and with that butter sword, those little Argus puff balls will immediately die in one swing. Then you don't even have to, spin Argus. You can do 2 slashes even with that butter sword, and that'll take Argus down.
Yep. Now, of course, you can try to employ the spin and like the double spin fire rod strat or something, or the double spin strat. You can just double spin, right?
Yeah,
That's a thing.
that's what I do all the time. I'm not good enough to do anything else.
I think you can get him like up against the wall and hit him twice before he goes away, right?
I think so.
You can also use a silver arrow to just kill him.
Yeah, one silver arrow will do the trick. That's pretty much the theme for a lot of these bosses, aside from, Vitreous and Ganon.
Yeah, so the only major troll here was that Turtle Rock situation with the cane being on Cold Stare and the cape being locked at Turtle Rock being the one item for your progression, but at least it didn't require you to go very far into Turtle Rock. It was basically an overworld cave at that point.
Yeah, and what's even better about that is you don't have to go back. A lot of times you'll find that early item that'll take you somewhere, and then, oh, got to go back into Turtle Rock. There's going to be something on that laser bridge, but they were able to avoid that this time around.
Alright, so Yoinkerswife has enough magic to bust open Cold Stare's shell. Four slashes per puffball will take down Cold Stare. And
very nicely done.
No problem whatsoever.
Yeah, I can just feel the frustration from here.
All right, so will Yoinkerswife go straight to Death Mountain, try out Turtle Rock, or will we have a different situation on our hands?
No, I think it all depends on what they decide to do from here. They're trying to figure out where they can go right now. Trying to figure out what that Canis Tamaria just opened up. But Demon taking down that Argus fight here and picks up their 7th crystal. And you know what that means, right?
Yeah. Pretty sure we all know what that means. It means it's time to start guessing where you think the Ganon's Tower big key is.
Yeah, so if you have subscribed to any of the speed gaming channels or have cheered 250 bits, we invite you to, where you have a possibility of, if you guess this Ganon's Tower big key correctly, you can join several people who are already on this this nice little leaderboard that we have going on right now. So, I always like to try to ask, where you want this big key to be, but I'm pretty sure
You know who you're talking
I
to.
already know. Yeah, it's almost pointless to ask.
I mean, it's got to be Bob's chest. I will settle for Bob's torch, but you know.
See, I would like to see. I don't feel like being evil today, so I'm not gonna say tile room. I'm gonna say, let's go number 12. I'm feeling
12,
12
you say?
today. Yeah, 12.
All right, so get those guesses in here in chat because we will be cutting this off as soon as Demon enters the tower.
All right, so here we have it. So
All
it
right,
looks
so we
like
find a key and we're going right. There will be no tile room today. At least not for now.
and looks like Yoinkerswife might now be heading towards Turtle Rock. Looks like they may have figured out where to go.
All right. So the cape should lead her to the bumper cave, which will get that fire rod in her possession. Meanwhile, here in Ganon's Tower, we've got item number 3, a bottle. Number 4, some bombs. Number 5, the map. And number 6, the compass in its vanilla chest.
Yeah, I think that is its vanilla chest. I can never remember which chest that compass is in. You know, you almost never see that in the vanilla game unless it's your first time playing and don't quite know where to go.
And item number 7 on the torch, just a bunch of bombs.
So it looks like you aren't going to have to be settling for the torch today.
I see what you did there.
Alright,
Wow.
so we are up to number 11 and still no big key.
So just throwing this out there, I'm reasonably certain at this point, tile room has to be a small key.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I am not too familiar with the key logic in Ganon's Tower. I pretty much just look around until I find that big key and haven't really paid too much attention to how the keys can be laid out here.
Yep. I think that one also has to be a small key.
Yep, so we are up to 12 locations so far. Still have yet to find that big key. So my guess is out of the window now.
Yeah, I think the odds are pretty overwhelming that it's here in Rando Room, but could be further along.
So that was number 16. I'm calling rigged.
Nope. But yeah, the fact that there was a small key in Rando Room meant that the big key was also in there.
Yeah, that one I knew about. Didn't know about the tile room though. That's an interesting one. Alright, so we do have Yoinkerswife.
Oh no, I think we may have made a mistake. I think it was 17. I think I just got a win that I shouldn't have gotten. I am okay with being deleted. I assure you it was not a mistake made on purpose. Alright, so we've got Demon heading through the gauntlet. He's doing a decent idea with this Bombo strats.
Yeah, it's a great way to clear out these rooms. And we are into the Landmolus 2 fight, and gets that perfect one cycle there.
Alright, so yeah. And now we move on to the Samaria strats rooms. I love these rooms. I love them. The second one's a little trickier, but ooh. It's like Demon got blocked by the trap.
Yeah, this is a these are probably my favorite two rooms in this entire game. Just utilizing that Cane of Samaria in ways that I never originally thought to use it. Because up until I actually started playing the randomizer, I never realized that the Cane of Samaria block the projectiles actually did any damage. So, really interesting to see these strategies used in these rooms here.
Yep, and I believe in general they deal the same damage as the fighter's sword, which is, you know, so it's not that useful for other things, but since the Wizrobes are uncharacteristically weak in this game, in terms of health, they will die to one hit from anything. Whew. Yoinkerswife narrowly avoiding a Wallmaster or a clutch there.
And Demon's got to be really careful here. They're trying to get that full health refill, but they've used up half their magic bars. So they got to be really careful here on Ganon. I don't know if they have any green potions. I know they have a red potion. So this could be kind of tricky for them.
Yeah, as long as they stick to the lamp or get the torch glitch with the fire rod, they should be fine.
And Yoinkerswife takes down Mothula. Very nicely done there. And they get their 6th crystal, so for them it is now off to going to visit the Pyramid Fairy.
Well, I sure hope so.
Hook shot.
There is the off chance that she will go back into Turtle Rock, but I doubt it.
And how about that Agapattern? Double, triple.
The double triple today.
Can't ask for better Aga 2 than that.
Yeah, and the pattern was pretty friendly as well. I feel like I could have gotten a double.
With my luck, I would have been lucky to get a single. But we are down into the fight with the big blue pig. Buttersword's gonna make this so easy. It just needs 6 slashes in the first phase and 6 slashes in the second phase.
All right, I think that's going to do it. And we move on to phase 3.
And Ganon, not having any of it's going to say, catch me if you can.
And that's 3 hits.
All right, so we are into phase 4.
Did you find the aerials literally 3 chests away from the bow? Why, yes, we did. And yes, Demon, aware of his magic situation. Oh, no! Takes a fall.
All right, so once again, that magic, that precious magic, it's got to be very careful going back into this fight. So one thing that's interesting is they don't have the flute, so even if they wanted to, they can't flute away to go and try to get, maybe a magic refill. I mean, their best bet would probably be throwing a bottle into the Pyramid Fairy, should, they run out of magic, to see if you can get maybe a green potion or a blue potion out of there. But hopefully we won't need to see that, and the Demon be able to take down Ganon on this go-round.
Well, we'll get to see what sort of RNG the teleport pattern gives us in the second fight, as it changes after the first one.
Well, so far so good. And I spoke too soon.
Because once again, DemonRHK is aware of the magic situation and switches to the lamp in order to pull off the torch glitch. Ooh, gets knocked back again. Unable to get the torch glitch this time. Hopefully can land some shots here. I think the torch is probably going to go out again, yeah.
Yes, it looks like we should have just enough magic if we get a single arrow shot each round here.
I think this one might give us a second attempt, yeah.
Goes for the double, barely misses it. Oh no.
A little greedy, but he did still have enough to do one more lamp. And there we go. Whew.
And Demon takes down Ganon and will be finishing first in this race. We'll get you that time here.
And it looks like Yoinkerswife might be heading back to Turtle Rock before checking the Pyramid Fairy.
Oh, that is a bit unfortunate.
And we'll see if we can talk to DemonRHK. They are in the setup room, so let's bring them on in. And we are now joined by the winner of this race, DemonRHK. RHK, GG, how you doing?
Thank you. It was, man, I had to make that kind of a heart attack at the end.
Yeah, it was a little bit touchy there right at the end, but you pulled it out and squeaked out the sub 2 there. Feels pretty good, given the distinct trolling location of that cape.
I had a feeling. I mean, I saw green pendant turtle rock, and I'm like, eee. At least it was the first item that wasn't buried in a laser bridge. But yeah, it was. If it would have been on laser bridge, I would have been very unhappy. But at least it was the first chest.
Yep. So, your opponent actually was the first player to go into Ice Palace, where that cane ended up being. But unfortunately, they did take a death at Cold Stare the first time.
Oh, that's rough.
And did not have the magic to go back down. So they set that aside for a while, and then it became the very last thing that she checked.
Yeah, because first bottle wasn't until super late. I was really worried about Sick Kid until I finally got around to checking him on my last couple of things I needed to check in the overworld.
And of course, another unfortunate circumstance happening right now with Yoinkerswife once again heading back to Turtle Rock instead of going to the Pyramid Fairy.
Oh, I was hoping that wouldn't happen. That's rough because the Pyramid Fairy was in the back of my head the entire time, and I was dreading opening that second chest after the first one was bombs. I'm like, if this isn't the hook shot and I'm back in the Turtle Rock, I'm a forced Turtle Rock double dip. The only thing I was thinking at that point is, okay, so how bad can this be? Let's see, Turtle Rock can lead to something else ridiculous, and I don't know, because Hookshot was still a bit on pet at that point.
Yeah,
The
pedestal
it
was
sure
open.
could have.
Yeah, I was kind of worried about maybe having to go back into Turtle Rock and for some crazy reason finding the flute to take you down to Misery Mire or something like that.
Oh yeah, Flute to Misery Mire, to have to clear all three, to get the book off Ted, to find Hookshot on Bombos. How's that sound?
Man, you sound like you deserve to be right along here in chat. I mean, they love those those worst possible case scenarios.
Yeah, for Yoinkerswife's sake, I hope that the flute is behind Ice Armos. Which we did not get to see.
Yeah, and then I had this happen. Like not knowing how the refills were. I'm like, oh, if I just take a quick, intentional death here, I'll get some more bombs. No, that's not how that works. And then running out of bombs, trying to find the rat.
Yeah, that, as we stated before, is in fact the true final boss of Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, so, I mean, I was panicking. I mean, it's like, okay, I'm supposed to be out of Escape at 7. I'm hitting Kakariko at, 12. But at least the items opened up early to the point where I never really felt like I was out of too much to do. I always had a crystal that I could do a full clear.
Yep. So, were there any particular parts of the sea that you enjoyed or otherwise?
I liked when the flippers felt really comfortable when I got them because I love being able to kind of take a pseudo gamble on Ice Rod Cave and then just be able to get the flippers and backwards route through the water portal at Sanctuary, grab Ice Rod, and then actually grab the rest of the flipper stuff. It worked out pretty well.
And then, of course, you found the mirror on that ledge, and you're like, why couldn't you have been here when I went to Catfish?
That's the reason I went back to Catfish first. I'm like, if I don't get this here, I mean, he could have the mirror, great, but if he doesn't, I'm never getting back over this way. So I had to get him out of the way there. But it felt really linear after a point, and just the things that this seed made you do, it's like, yes, we know you can get through Bumper without Hookshot, but it's not something you usually have to do a lot. what was it? Had to do mirrorless pod. That was fun.
Right.
Oh yeah, not to mention the big Q was on the bow side. That was great. But no, other than that, the Ice Palace, the forced Ice Palace, I think I did it as late as possible. I think it was the last thing I really could have done. And I mean, the fact that you could still get around with all the routing, but forced fire rodless, forced hookshotless.
Yeah, and of course, caneless, which is another thing the dungeon can require in certain situations, but certainly not the case this time. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, Zero on flute. I forgot that the seed ended on Swag Duck Ex Machina. Where did the duck come from? It broke out of a stone, found himself the nearest portal, and just saved me.
I mean, Swag Deck is clearly the most powerful thing in the game. If you can do that.
And that's another thing. I really wasn't missing the flute too badly this seed. Realizing like an hour and a half, it's like, oh, I haven't had the flute the whole time, but the routing still was okay. My overworld was a little weak, but...
So it looks like we found the bug net in Mimic Cave. So there's that. Alright, so is there anything else you'd like to say about this seed before we continue to follow Yoinkerswife here through this thing?
The second time this has happened to my opponent in the race in 2 tournaments, never forget your Pyramid Fairy, kids. Or Hexmage and Insanity forgot GT Big P in their last tournament, so always remember your overworld locations.
Ouch. All right.
Thank you guys for commentating and for tracking as well. You all have a good night.
All right, good night to you, sir.
Have a great night, and once again, GG on the win here.
All right, so Yoinkerswife found the mirror shield, 1 chest away from where it normally is, and will now be putting it to good use here on Laser Bridge. Now, we don't have an ice rod, so we may not see Trinex.
Yeah, and for Yoinkerswife, you just gotta hope that there's nothing here. You don't want to see the flute. You don't want to even see the shovel or the book. You don't want to open up any other item locations aside from that Pyramid Fairy.
Having a little bit of trouble here on the Laser Bridge. Picks up half magic.
Nice,
that's the best. Actually going to open up the safety door here.
Yeah, can't blame her for that.
And +5 arrow upgrade, meaning Turtle Rock completely devoid of additional progression, meaning the 1 spot left is the Pyramid Fairy. Yoinkerswife will not be sent on another wild goose chase. I guess that means flute or book or something was behind Ice Armos or over in Bob's chest or something. Maybe in the big chest.
Yeah, at this point it would have to be in Ganon Tower, because I'm pretty sure Demon and both Yoinkerswife have full cleared the overworld as much as they possibly can.
Oh yeah, back of Swamp.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because we did go mode the remainder of Swamp.
Hopefully Yoinkerswife is going to the Pyramid Fairy and not to the back of Swamp. Oh wait, we can't, because you need the hookshot. What am I talking about? I don't know how to words.
It's okay, it's late.
Words are occasionally overrated. Here we go.
Alright, and here we have it. This is the play that Yoinkerswife needs to make right now. So we will be taking that lovely pinkish red bomb up to the Pyramid Fairy to get our hook shot.
Yeah, so this bomb is much, much bigger in A Link Between Worlds. Like, it is huge.
That's one I've yet to play.
And it's also at a slightly different location.
All right, and here we have it. And
And the
taking
rage
out the
slashes
frustration.
begin.
Yeah, I would definitely show some frustration on that chest there, but Yoinkerswife is in go mode. All Yoinkerswife has left to do is go to Swamp Palace, and from there, Ganon's Tower. And, you know, once again, thankfully, we've already been through Swamp Palace, so there's no chests we have to check along the way. So, this will be a straight shot all the way back to Argus, and then onward and upward to Ganon's Tower.
All right. And I imagine this will be a full go mode. I can't imagine any scenario in which Yoinkerswife would feel the need to pick up anything else.
Yeah, at this point, there's absolutely nothing that can make you any more powerful than you already are. You've got the Mirror Shield, you got all your mail upgrades, you got all your sword upgrades, you have half magic.
An additional bottle wouldn't be the worst thing, but yeah, there's no. Just why? No.
Yeah, that, and I believe Yoinkerswife still has that red potion too. So, with that, as well as the bug net, the powder, Ganon's Tower should be pretty safe ascent for Yoinkerswife.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame Yoinkerswife for going to grab a safety potion, even on the way up. Even if it is out of the way, no flute. But you never know.
Yep, and it's, one thing that I always like to say is, when you're running this game, it's all about knowing your limitations. If you know that when you go into Ganon's Tower, you're gonna need some safeties, then you know what? Stop and pick up some safeties. It's gonna save you more time in the long run than taking a death and having to go back through and do it all over again. So.
Looks like she thought about pushing that block and then decided, wait a minute. Also got hit by a thing.
I used to call those things water bugs when I first played this game. I don't recall their exact name, so
I think they're actually just called water tektites, which is really strange.
I mean, I guess I can see it. They kind of look like a spider almost.
Yep. That last little puffball not cooperating today.
Yeah, it just keeps dancing right around Argus there. But we are in the last phase here, and 2 slashes will do it.
Like, I think the first one was a poke.
Yeah. And Yoinkerswife, picking up that 7th crystal, is now finished their nice little collection and will be heading on up to Ganon's tower.
All right, everybody get your guesses. Wait a minute.
And I promise I won't miscount. I feel so bad about that. I really apologize.
I should have caught it myself. $113, or is this key sanity?
I hope not, because I've been playing this wrong then.
Yeah, if this is key sanity, we've gotten awful lucky with these key positions.
Yeah, everything in there, vanilla dungeons. Wow.
All right, Yoinkerswife taking the Dark World route up the mountain.
I don't blame Yoinkerswife not having to deal with the Dead Rocks. You know, me and Dead Rocks have a pretty volatile relationship, so being able to avoid them, you know, it's nothing better.
Yeah, problem with being volatile relationships with Dead Rocks is explosions don't really work.
Yeah, well, that's where you just powder them and laugh at them because they look like this little funny jelly blob.
Yep, Powder will take care of them. Also, Quake, strangely enough.
So you can rock their world.
Haha!
See, I can do it too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Although, I have to admit, yours are a lot better.
Oh no. All right, Yoinkerswife entering Ganon's tower. Let's hope she kind of heads to the left side. As the rando room has your key today.
All right, so looks like at least the first 2 chests on the right side. Now, will we see the full right side here? And that looks like we will.
That is unfortunate.
So, no lucky number 13 for our big key for Yoinkerswife today. Oh, we're gonna get the tile room.
Oh.
You know, may as well, right?
Yep, give us a taste of what we missed here.
All right, and it is small key, so you were correct earlier.
Yep, it had to be a small key. Because in the first 7, in the 2 in the room on the right, the torch, and the 4 in Dark Magician's room, there was only 1 small key total. So that had to be a small key.
I'm so glad you know the key logic in Ganon's Tower. I'm going to take some notes watching back this VOD.
Yeah, I ran some numbers on given the number of keys in those 7 locations, how likely each other area is to contain the big key. And that's what informs my routing.
I like it.
And it looks like garbage when I do it. Yoinkerswife piecing out from the right-hand side after being unable to deal with that fire rod room, and it's actually going to work out in her favor.
Yeah, I'll be skipping out on 4 item locations. Wasn't much in there, I believe just the map and the compass and maybe just a couple other consumable items.
Yeah, there was a bottle in that room.
You can consume a bottle, right?
But it was also empty.
I think some people consume bottles.
So, Cave 45 is the cave south of Grove. We've got bombos on skeletons.
Yeah, no better way to take them out. Just bombos them. You don't have to worry about them jumping away and throwing bones at you every time. I don't know which. I don't know what enemy I don't like more. Those red skellies or dead rocks. It's a really tough decision.
Dead rocks are the worst, but they don't show up as often.
Yeah, and that's the only reason why I'm like, are they really the worst? Alright, just a couple rooms away from that big key.
We open up the rando room. I wonder which one of these chests, or what order she'll open these chests in. Will it be the last one, or will it be the first? Probably not the first. As before, it is the last chest opened in this room.
But we do now have Yoinkerswife about ready to head up and into the gauntlet here in Ganon's Tower.
And a nice little stand and move strat to get these mimics in the right place so that we can deal with them with a couple of silver arrows.
Alright, and we are into the second mimic room here. The developers were quite evil and decided to add in 2 BMOs to make this a bit more challenging of a room.
So one thing, yeah, there we go. I was gonna say one thing Yoinkerswife could use to her advantage is the fact that the mirror shield actually blocks those projectiles from the mimics. And so if you've got the mirror shield, you can just walk right up to the mimics and be like, "Hi, eat silver."
Isn't that the most lovely noise ever?
Pretty much. Yeah, the BMOS beams should be blocked by the mirror shield.
I'm pretty sure they got that right in Link's Awakening. I think it's believe it blocked the BMOS in that game. Unfortunately, not in this one though.
All right, so Yoinkerswife doing a very interesting bonk strat there. Catches a safety fairy and gets some magic on the way out.
And preparing that Bombos, not gonna bother with any of the enemies in these upcoming rooms. It's a quick and easy way to take all of them out.
Bombo strats indeed. This is also a favorite gauntlet strat of anyone who plays Randomizer.
Yeah, some of the enemy combinations you can get in that Randomizer can be really brutal in this gauntlet. Alright, so we have one more room to go, and then we'll be on to Landmolus 2.
So making ample use of that Bombos medallion, the half magic coming in handy here, because otherwise you would not have enough magic to do the upstairs rooms.
Alright, gets one of them down very nicely there.
Actually taking a hit, which may actually make this easier, because of the lack of sword beams now.
And once again, onto, I believe, is our favorite rooms in this Ganon's Tower Ascent.
Hashtag Kane strats. Using the hookshot to pick up a little more health there. Perfectly fine.
Alright, and takes out 3 of them, and number 4 is on the way.
Nice 2-cycle there.
He gets through that hallway pretty nicely. Those enemies there can sometimes be a pain and just knock you off for no apparent reason.
Yeah, the RNG can really get you. Uh-oh. Looks like Yoinkerswife may have to do this one again.
All right. So I'm gonna play it safe and just get rid of all those skull pots so you don't have to worry about picking them up. Gonna make this go around a lot safer.
And there we go. 4
Very
torches
nice.
lit. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the magic. And waiting long enough for those torches to go out before going up the stairs, because a despawn glitch would be the worst right now. Additional bombos, because you know what? Forget those guys.
Yeah, why not?
Alright, so the switches are currently up in here. This is one reason I like to leave the switches down in the spike room downstairs. It's a little more dangerous but it's a little, makes it easier to powder those anti-fairies here.
Yep, and with a full magic bar and full health, we are on to Moldorm 2, and Yoinkerswife has no problem taking down Moldorm 2.
Yoinkerswife will have precisely none of Trolldorm's sass as we open the final chest to find a arrow upgrade.
And we are now on to Aghanim 2 for Yoinkerswife. Looks like a few celebration slashes there, making it through the that final room.
We'll see how she deals with this pattern. It's going to be a pretty good one, as we recall. Not getting in position for the other triple there, but that was definitely a triple on the first one. Getting trolled by some blue balls there.
All right,
That's
one more
5.
hit.
Split the goalposts there. Having a little trouble getting the 6th hit in, but it should happen soon. There we go.
All right, and with that, Aghanim 2 is down, and Yoinkerswife is about ready to drop in on the Ganon fight. Taking out the frustration on that Ganon bat, if you will. And Cape with half magic in hand. It should be a pretty easy first couple of phases here for Yoinkerswife.
Yeah, making use of those cape strats, that's going to be a very solid strategy here. Alright, there we go. Now we're in phase 2. Applying the invincibility of the cape to just deliver every possible blow you could want to Ganon. We move on to phase 3. As we recall, there's a few teleports in this first phase.
Ganon, please.
Ooh. Getting that hit in right at the end.
Yep. Playing it safe, making sure not to get hit by that fire bat, using that cape once again.
Though I would advise her against using the cape anymore, because you are going to need some magic for that last phase. Ooh.
Ooh, it gets
Hey,
the torch glitch.
Nice. Torch glitch right there.
Oh,
no!
Fortunately, takes a fall. So both of our runners feeling the wrath of Ganon.
And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised to see some safety gathering here. If I recall correctly, we still just have the one bottle.
Yeah, and you know, with over 1,400 rupees, there's plenty of money to go and buy potions and get restocked for that final showdown here.
Indeed. Gonna use the green potion to refill the magic and then purchase a blue one, I imagine. Yeah, so the one feature that was created for this randomizer that's, you know, kind of taken for granted now, but if you recall in the original game, if you hover over the bottle, you actually open up this big menu of 4 bottles on the right-hand side, and you can't go up or down in the menu until you go off of that to the left or right. And so they decided, you know what, that's annoying. And so they made it where you can swap them using the Y button, or you can open that original menu using the X button.
Yeah, they've added some really great quality of life stuff to this randomizer.
Removed a lot of the text. That's basically the main reason that runs can approach the times that you would get in standard or in like NMG, because in NMG you don't open nearly as many things, but with this there's not nearly as much text.
Yeah, there's nowhere near as much text. You get to skip those cutscenes after each dungeon. Alright, so we are into phase 2 on Ganon here. So we got one last phase here of fire bats. Yoinkerswife just gonna play it safe, keep that cape going. Fantastic job dodging all those fire bats there.
Yeah, well done. I recall we're going to get 2 teleports here, or 3, excuse me.
Alright, and we are into phase 4.
Not quite able to get the torch glitch. Oh!
That was close.
Managing to stabilize and stay on. Oh no.
Orgy takes another fall. All right, so third time's the charm.
Yep. We'll see if we can make this happen.
Yoinkerswife, I will be sending you my energy this time around.
Ooh.
All right. Thankfully, we still have that blue potion.
Gonna make use of some more cape strats.
Making sure we get Ganon into that phase 3 here.
I would probably discharge the cape soon. There you go. Alright, once more, going for the torch glitch.
Oh, and gets it.
Nailed it.
No! Unfortunately, taking another fall.
Gotta make sure to dodge those fire bats. They'll
Yeah, they'll
Yeah,
send you
either-
flying in directions that you wouldn't expect. And
So when Ganon appears there, you gotta either make sure to hit him right off the bat, or make sure to dodge the fire bat. But it looks like it's time to stock up once again.
you know, once again, plenty of rupees. That's one thing that this seed was very generous with, was all the money that was given to these runners.
And
All
here we
right.
go. Once again, Yoinkerswife heading up the pyramid, trying to destroy the real source of evil in this world. Which is the pits that you fall into. That's the true source of evil.
All right, so into phase 2 we go. All right, one more hit and we'll be into phase 4.
Yep. She's got this, I think. Got plenty of magic this time around. One silver arrow again, and oh, just missed the invulnerability period. You can't light the torch directly next to it with the fire rod. I learned this one the hard way.
Yeah, that one I learned the hard way too. Especially when it's your last little bit of magic.
Ooh. Alright, there's a third hit. Probably will want to fill up.
Yeah, I would just use that blue potion that you stocked up on. Oh, barely missed that one.
Yeah, it actually went out right after the fire went over it. Man, I hate it when these torches get out of sync.
Yeah, it looks like she set up just perfectly to get that synced up just nicely now.
And there we go! Yoinkerswife
There we
taking down Ganon.
Yeah, GG, Yoinkerswife.
Finishing it off at a approximate time of 2 hours, 48 minutes, and 19 seconds.
All right. Looks like
He'd
Yoinkerswife.
immediately apologizing.
Yeah, so it looks like Yoinkerswife is already set up in our waiting room, so I'm going to go ahead and drag her on in here and get an interview.
And we are now joined by Yoinkerswife. Hello, and GG, congratulations on finishing. Looks like you're saying things, but nothing's coming through.
Oh, I said I finished. I finished. Finally.
Yay! You got there.
Well, I was determined. Very determined.
Well, would you believe you actually were? If something had gone slightly differently, you might have actually won this race.
You mean not going back into Turtle Rock?
No, just the fact that when you died at Cold Stare, right? If you'd have got him the first time, you'd have had that cane, and might not have had to dip swamp and do all that ridiculousness. And
I didn't go back.
Yeah, you were easily the first person to enter Ice Palace. So your routing instinct was pretty good on this one. Unfortunately, it, just some of the execution got, caused you a little trouble here.
Well, yeah.
And as we understand, you're pretty new to this whole randomizer thing, so there's nothing wrong with that. But Yeah, well played. Congratulations on finishing this thing.
Thank you. I actually probably would not have done anything different because I've learned that if I die on a boss and I don't have the safeties I'm used to, then I'm just going to keep dying on a boss. So
Yeah, that is perfectly reasonable, and that makes tons of sense. So, so what was? Did you have a favorite part of this seed, or something interesting you saw along the way?
I thought it would probably be really fast, and then I couldn't find Kane or, well, it was Hookshot and Fire Rod. They just, I don't know, I couldn't find them, couldn't find them, couldn't find them, couldn't find them.
Yep, that Hookshot and Fire Rod were trolling both of our runners for quite some time. Of course, both runners making the play into Swamp Palace without the Hookshot, that's gotta feel pretty bad, unfortunately. And, of course, Turtle Rock having the cape, which was required to get that Fire Rod.
Yeah, and then I went back into Turtle Rock, not even thinking, hey, you've got both of the crystals now, you can go to the Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, that is something that it can occasionally sneak up on you. It's something you think about once to kind of mark your tracker, and then you're like, wait, what? But yeah, it was a really good run, and congratulations again on finishing. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we wrap things up here today?
I would like to say thank you. Thank you for the commentary. I, of course, haven't gotten to hear it yet, but the fact that somebody wanted to do a commentary on my race, I'm very, very honored.
Well, it was definitely a pleasure to be able to commentate your race today, and I do wish you the best of luck in the remainder of this tournament. I can't wait to see, what else you can bring us.
Thank you.
All right. So once again, thank you to Yoinkerswife and DemonRHK for showing off their talents here today, and thank you for letting us stream you here. Thank you, big thank you to Carissa, our tracker, who did all the hard work here today. And the tracker does not get nearly enough love, so thank you to them. And of course, thank you to RJ, my co-commentator. It's been a pleasure.
No, the pleasure is all mine. It was a true joy being able to commentate this race with you tonight.
All right. And yes, if you enjoyed what you saw here today, the best way to support the people involved is to just give them a follow here, and I'm sure everybody here would appreciate that. Well, with that, I think it's time to wrap things up, so I will just say that I have been Dr. Bobtastic.
And I have been RJ.
And we'll see you later.
Have a great night.